people who come to our institute to learn the techniques that we have to teach with regard to life between lives under deep hypnosis are looking to gain a new insight as to the purpose of our existence here. Who am I? Where do I come from? Why am I here? Where am I going? These age-old questions are now being answered, I think, in many ways through the kind of hypnosis that we use to reach into the inner mind.
A typical life between life regression is at least 4.5 hours long. And the reason it has to be so long is because one needs to achieve a certain level of trance depth in order to access the superconscious mind. Now, the superconscious mind is the mind that has the soul memories. The physical body has a mind of its own, a type of physical ego, and that this physical ego is quite different to the soul's mind or the soul's ego. So the challenge for the LBL therapist is to attain enough trance depth to bypass the conscious mind and its ability to interfere with the superconscious mind. So here you have your soul's memories trying to come through, or your soul's wisdom trying to come through, and the human body and the human mind often is like a bouncer preventing those deep thoughts or those deep wisdoms or truths from coming through.
You know, bring some beautiful energy into the room because Nancy's here, she's doing a great job. We've got Michael here in the wizard's chair. We've got Bob just settling the energy here in the middle. And this is really
Take those breaths. Take a moment just to observe any of the thoughts that are running through your mind.
People are dying around me.
People are dying. And what are you doing?
We're been rounded up.
Rounded up.
Mm-hmm. So we're all afraid, and the sense is that we're clinging on to hope that somehow we will survive this, but there is a sense that we won't.
Now, a lot of people don't feel that hypnosis is really a valid scientific tool. And the fact is that when someone is in deep hypnosis, they are telling you exactly what is in their mind. It is not something that can be programmed into it. A lot of people think people can be directed in deep hypnosis. They're very aware of who they are, and they have great insight into the things that they're telling you. And what I found interesting and what captured me was that over thousands of cases was the consistency of the reporting.
I'm a young female, maybe 20.
And how are you dressed?
I'm wearing this very tight corset dress, long, little slightly puffy below the waist. And a man helps me out of the carriage.
Right? Someone can read in a book, reincarnation. And I can think, well, that's an interesting concept or theory. Someone can have a religious belief. I believe in reincarnation, or I don't believe in reincarnation. But if you take someone through one of these sessions and they have the experience that's mind-boggling for them, and they have it's not just something they see, but a visceral experience that they go through on a soul and body level, they come out of there knowing that this is the case. It's far beyond a concept or a belief. That's profound.
By what name are you known in this place?
Hans comes to mind.
Hans comes to mind. Okay, Hans, what's happening for you just now? Just allow yourself to let me know, and I want you to feel yourself becoming more comfortable, knowing that you are here with me, and that your lungs are clear and breathing fresh air. Just understand that, Hans, for me.
I'm on this ring drifting in this cold water and this huge ship above, but I'm drowning.
Okay, Hans, what year is this? Just allow yourself to know. Allow yourself to know.
I hear 1872.
Okay, just allow that to settle. Don't try too hard, just allow it to come. That's it.
So typically it starts with an induction, then a deepening, a deepening of trance, and then we use this lifetime through current life age regression as a way to warm the person's mind up, making it ready and available to superconscious memory. Then from the current life we go back to the womb, where the person is able to recount and recall the experience of being in the womb as a fetus. And then from the womb we move back into a past life memory, specifically looking for the death scene, because we have found that through the death scene the person's mind is more easily able to open to their soul memories. So the person passes through the death scene, starts to experience themselves as a soul, remembers what it is to be a soul, and then there is usually a sequence of events that are quite similar for most people, although they can be in different orders.
What can you see ahead of you?
It's like the Milky Way in 104-fold.
Okay. Good.
And I'm a shooting star which is shooting up.
Okay.
Some kind of orientation where they are met by a loving soulmate, a friend in spirit, or their teacher or their guide in spirit. And from then on there is an orientation as well as a debriefing of the life that they have just lived. And then the soul moves into the normal activities of the spirit world. Sometimes this might involve some kind of celebration where they are reunited with their spiritual friends and family. Sometimes there's even a bit of rest. Very often the soul, carrying the baggage of a human experience, needs some kind of healing on the other side to fully acclimatize to its soul consciousness. And so there is usually healing or restoration, and that at some point the soul is taken before its council or its wise elders or teachers, where the soul in a very loving, caring and supportive way is given the opportunity to reflect on the life just lived and on the bigger picture of their many existences, their many lifetimes, where they review the lessons, the themes that are part of their own spiritual journey and their own spiritual unfoldment.
Oh, I was a hero. They think I did great. It was like the Scarlet Pimpernel. I mean, I was major kind of espionage guy. Major. Oh no, I was very highly thought of. I had a enormous home in London, and I had butlers, and I had maids, and I had it all.
The purpose of this session is for him to
experience this. That life is playing out in this life somehow. Maybe these guys got the message that
you have that sort of background.
Yeah.
Now, help me understand this, that all of you could collectively show this.
All participants collectively showed others about love, greed, hate, love, strength, enduring no matter what, surviving the worst on a deeper level.
You mean those in the camps?
Those in the camps, but also those that participated.
Those that participated as well.
Those that participated also were, it was like there were many polarities being played out, and all participants were a part of that demonstration.
So even the ones we would call the perpetrators had a role in this. Is that right?
You know, from this side,
From them, from your counsel.
from this side of where I stand, it was much easier to be the victim than the perpetrator. And I know that sounds really harsh,
Don't judge it.
but it was much harder because the pain of a soul, even though everyone agreed, the pain of knowing that you could cause such suffering, tear apart people, was unbearable for many of them.
The structure of the spirit world, and there's definitely it's not just a few clouds and people playing harps. It's nothing like that. It's a very complex, you could say, society, but one in which there are none of the human limitations. You don't have the human needs. Nobody can hoard the jelly beans or the gold. There isn't anything to hoard. There's no power to hoard. There's not really a hierarchy, although you have very advanced souls and souls that are ranked beginners. Souls don't see that as a hierarchy. The very advanced souls, part of becoming an advanced soul is becoming more and more and more selfless and humble. And they don't see themselves as one bit more important or special than the youngest of souls. They just don't see it that way.
For us as LBL therapists, to see the look on a client's face when they come out of a session, to have seen them bring their soul forward, to undertake an experience that helps them understand why they're here, what they're going to do, where they are in terms of their life's purpose. This is the most rewarding work that you can find. It's inspiring, it's uplifting, and it's absolutely transformational.